And I failed rather horrible. What is it this time? I don't know, it is most definitively the phone. That's why do we have that little thing on it, under it. Maruisan? Who the fuck? The Criminal Investigation Department of the Regional Taxation Bureau.
Nani?
Mm-hmm. Have we not paid our taxes? It's scary. It's really scary. I think the end goal of this little episode is to buy most of the properties, deal with all of the enemies, if we can, that is, and at best get ourselves enough money to actually invest in some more abilities. Because I kind of feel like I'm running out. Is this the tax lady? Because you look scary. Very, very scary. Also, that empty stare into oblivion probably has seen things that most normal people are not supposed to be seeing. Like staring to abyss, the abyss staring to you, the abyss being one hell of an asshole once again. Did we pay our taxes? I'm pretty sure we did pay our taxes. I mean, Kira's not an idiot. You don't mess with
Oi.
taxation. They are a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Huh? Eh?
No, looks a lot more professional. A delicate matter, you say. Maguru Enterprises.
Yeah.
Tax evasion. Yeah, better not to start with that, honestly. The potential punishment for that is just annoyingly high, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you mean you're going to close both eyes and hold your hands over ears when I would do some tax fiddling, maybe? You're making actually a good point there. I'm sure. Also, we maybe should be basing our business as headquarter in some other nation if taxation becomes a problem. It's one of the basic tricks of how you avoid overly pricey areas with their taxation. Go boy. Once again pretending to be boyfriend, eh? Declare your love. Yes. Your forehead just zaps through. It is interesting camera positioning. Basically, your forehead just moved too close to the camera. Jesus Christ. He's getting attacked! Look at him fighting back desperately. The man who beats up 10 people, no problem. But now he's like, no! My chastity is in danger! Poor little Kiryu-chan. You're gonna get raped. Date raped. That's not what they imagined, but that is how it came out to be. Sorry, you booked a woman in me. That's not the woman. That's a... I guess cougar would be a good, appropriate term here, wouldn't it be? He's still staring at you longingly, going like, damn it. It's like, get a room. Oh, it seems he knows something.
Oh! Here. Nani? Eh?
Dating your secretary. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it doesn't really sound like the usual work. Honestly, as far as I'm aware and as far as I've met them, tax people are all around. How to put this mildly? Not in any danger whatsoever. And basically, they have a lot of fun taking your business apart for the smallest bit of not even in any way, shape, or form conclusive evidence. I remember we had a few of them come around and checking, and making themselves a nuisance like you wouldn't believe it. Basically, I have very little in the way of office space at the shop. They came in like, can we see all of your papers for the last year, please? And I was like, okay. Here they are. And they were like, good. Can you give me some space, please? And I was like, how? I don't have any. And they then tend to occupy your space for a few hours while going through your documentation and asking questions while you're trying to actually, do your business and serving your customers, taking phone calls and stuff. I'm like, could you please wait a second? No, this is important. It's like, yeah. Internally, I had at this point struggled that person in my mind like a few hundred times, but yeah. Of course, they left rather disheartened with no evidence whatsoever that anything and everything had been going on, below the table. And I also gave them a nice little introduction to my little tax guy, who then wrote a very, very angry letter and actually, made a few very, very clear-cut threats about, interrupting business for your own fun and pleasure time, when they should, of course, first come to him with any such inquiries. That's a good thing, because my tax guy is also a lawyer. So he had, a few nice paragraphs of very stiff text, like you can only find it in any law book, ready to, send him away. Which didn't stop them from coming back a few more times over the years, but they left a lot quicker after that, let's just say. They learned the lesson. They're like, hi, we know. They probably have a little, list of people they don't want to mess with too much with.
Here.
Yeah, good times were had by all. Apart from me, who had wasted the whole day. Which was fun. Yay for wasting your time. Those fucking people, I tell ya. Assholes all around. That's very nice of him to prepare the tea himself. You know that's dangerous.
Oi.
Yeah, anything suspicious, you say? Its presence in the office?
おい
Okay, I was just about to say that, you know, it's just strange that you have fucking video collection in your fucking office. Because that seems like something you would, you know, keep in your private home. But okay, yeah, there's also no TV nor a VCR to play on.
Hier.
What is the last resort?
Hier.
That is actually rather painful. I once managed to, you know, damage my back a bit, and I remember that being a pain. Sitting was painful, lying down was painful, standing was okay-ish, but that gets rather tiresome after a while. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Jesus Christ, woman. You're hungry like a fucking wolf.
Nani?
My secretary is so hot. Let's not. Yeah, sure, let's praise his sense of clothing, although I would personally strangle him for his choice of clothing.
Hier.
800,000 for that suit. You should shoot this store clerk that sold you this. Jesus fucking Christ. Evio, stop being distracted. Also, woman, please, for the love of God. German-made watches, eh? They really enjoy a really great, what's the word? It starts with reputation. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I mean, you know. I mean, come the fuck on, woman. It's just a few videotapes.
Hier.
A VCR. Well, a house would be along the way, you know. What was that? A man should build a house, plant a tree, and right now get a woman. Not necessarily in that order, but something like this, I think, was. There was a saying to that effect. Jesus Christ, woman, could you finish this? Apparently she's finished. Handshake is probably a good start. As you know, neighbors and all. At some point we need to stop shaking now, don't we? Urchin?
Here.
No. It's just like, no. Are you finished at some point, woman? Please. It was uncomfortably long. He's like, okay, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he shaking my hand for like 12 minutes at a time? Because you're like, you know. It's not easy. Not easy being alive in this world. And apparently the woman found what she was looking for too. Definitely, yeah. Coincidentally, yes, sure. It's all a big coincidence. I mean, he's understandably mad. I'd be mad too, because this all seems like a fucking setup. And I don't think entrapment is actually allowed by the law. Especially not this sort, where you're basically doing it through the back door. I mean, it might have been different in the, well, the 80s. But who knows? Really bad of a forced argument. Because you kind of forgot to mention the part where it's like, if he gets away with it though, he's free to walk.
Nani?
Money is flowing like water. Yeah, I would really like to complain a bit about that statement. We got a new advisor though. And she's good with, well, surprisingly enough, actually now, apartments and stuff. Crime doesn't pay, she says, to an ex-Yakuza people. Come on. He knows damn well that, you know, crime does pay very well. I mean, any organized crime organization is basically just that, the same as a company at heart, that it tries to make profit. Just that the methods involved are different. For example, while the most obvious sort of business would be to produce things. You know, build yourself a factory and start producing shit. Now, of course, you will need to buy raw resources and turn them into produce. Now, it's not the end, of course, because you then need to sell your produce. So basically, the idea is that you try to get the raw resources as cheap as possible, turn them with as little in the way of labor costs and storage cost into a produce that you then sell, well, depending a bit. Now, the easiest would be to sell it directly to your end customer, but that is not often possible. Mostly because it just takes a lot more time. So specialized businesses in reselling things are usually where it's at. Now, sometimes you find big businesses in between that actually take care of the distribution of your goods. So basically you sell to a larger seller who then sells to smaller businesses who then sell to the end customer so that everyone can get their little piece of pie. Well, Crime Syndicate does pretty much the same, just, you know, instead of producing goods, they are interrupting the chain somewhere, taking the goods illegally and then selling them and making a nice profit. Sounds better by far, if you ask me, but there's of course one little catch to it, namely that since that's absolutely fucking illegal and no company in their right mind would agree to losing their goods that easily, you will end up kinda getting fucked over as soon as the law steps in. If the law steps in. Also, since you are basically breaking the crime as a prerequisite to your whole business idea, there's quite actually no limit to things you can do. You can take things, of course, by stealing them. You can threaten people to actually give you their goods at a very, very nice rate, payment-wise. You can do it all. And of course, while, you know, the law would technically speak to say that that is all illegal, the law is far and wide and far away usually, and, you know, the small person on the street that you just threatened to murder all of his family if he so much as peeps is probably not going to be relying on it first and foremost. That might come later. Yeah, can be profitable, but don't let yourself get caught, is the whole idea. Which also means, you know, that since you're not actually doing anything for your retirement, at least not state-wise, if the state is offering such services, which many states actually do, you kinda have to think about your odds. Is it reasonable to assume that you can do your little crime syndicate for like 40-50 years, getting away with it? Maybe if you are of the highest echelon. If you're a bit lower on the totem pole though, probably think about, you know, the odds. Well, of course they will be. We are making a nice amount of money at this point. I'm sure the top companies in the streets are getting watched very much so. He was like, I will not acknowledge the existence of that thing.